right, Mr. Andrews. Tell me a little bit about. Tell me what kind of style of music this is.
Let It Go is pop with a message, if you will. And that was something that I was uncertain about in the beginning. Being a positive music artist and sounding too pop or being too mainstream, and just realized, you know what, it's really all music. I wanted to do a mashup. I wanted to have Arabic sounds blended with pop and funky beats, and actually, which a lot of people don't know, but they've asked why the Bollywood thing. And I really wanted to play off of the idea of the stories we hold on, the fairy tales we hold on about our lives, and kind of pull that Aladdin feel into it to give it a modern sound and something really interesting, and something that would give us some space to be really creative with the track as well as the music video.
Now, when you wrote the words, was the music already? Did you already have the music? So remember, I heard the music first.
Well, actually, I worked with the track with Will Thompson and Kevin Phillips.
Will I Am?
No.
You worked with Will I Am?
No. I had Will actually is a friend of mine from high school. We were in high school band together, and it just goes to show you how divine flow works. I actually scripted. I affirmed that I would find the right perfect producer, and he showed up. As we started working together, I told him the concept and gave him the lyrics, and we he had this sound. He's like, "Hey Ty, what do you think about this?" And he played it, and I was just like, "That's it. That's exactly what I want. It's exactly the flavor. It's exactly the style, and the edge I wanted to deliver for this." So.
Did you already have an affinity for that sort of music, like that Middle Eastern?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I
Yes.
love that. As soon as I heard that music come through my speakers, I was like, I'm gonna dig that.
Whether it be music, art, design, there's a message in all of that. There's a message in the color that we chose in the photographs. There's a message in the style of clothing I'm wearing, because it needed to be something that said freedom.
So, what point in your life did you get into this making positive art, making your work be positive, world-changing? Where did that shift happen, or have you always had that connection?
That's a good question. Actually, when I wrote my very first song, actually it was not Letting Go. It was a song called How. I had just participated in a positive music festival in Florida, and I was so inspired by the artist there that I wrote the song on the plane. It was my first song. It was questioning, how could I worry about money? How could I worry about everything under the sun that people worry about? And that was the decision then, that I wanted to do great music, but have a message. Because I was so inspired by that group, and I was so inspired by the purpose behind being able to be yourself, be creative, but still inspire someone, change somebody's life. And to me, that's the drive behind what I'm doing right now. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is about this music and what we're doing with the video and all that, it's really easy to get caught up in sales, who's going to buy it, who's going to like it, what kind of record deal are you going to get out of it, and that's honestly not my purpose. My purpose is to express myself through music and do a damn good job of it, pretty much. And if I can change one person's life, then I've done what it is that I said I wanted to do. If I meet a great producer, I would love to work with some producers in mainstream. I welcome that, but it's not what's driving me right now. What's driving me is the music and sticking true to the message. And that's telling my story, my life story, and possibly helping somebody else tell theirs. You know, what I've realized for myself is music is often a diary of life. It will remind you of that first kiss. It may remind you of that time of loneliness that you were in as a child. It might remind you of me, particularly growing up with my family. My father was a minister. It reminds me of the times I had with him because that was what he did. So yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
I forgot the question.
I did too.
Does it work? Does it work? This change the world.
Being positive,
Mhm.
does it work? Absolutely. I think it does. I think it does work. It's a different. I think the word is very sacred, and I think intentions are very sacred. If you set the intention of something working for you, if you set the intention of manifesting something, then that will happen. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be positive. You can set a negative intention and that will happen too. And that's particularly why I chose to put that energy, that positive energy into my music. Because I want that positive intention to live through the music, through someone else. You can find me on TyAndrewsMusic.com. You can go to Facebook. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify. Just go online and type in Ty Andrews Music and you'll find me. Thank you so much for your support, and there's more to come.
I'm letting go. I'm letting go. Letting go.